Hello fellow Novians. Just want to give a quick guide to how mining units work. I've seen a lot of people confused about how they function, so just want to quickly go over how exactly that function is. So here I have my outpost on Tioma, which has both T4 and T2 mining on it. So here I have some cobaltite, which is at 66 liters per hour on the tile. So if I scan the tile, that's what I would see here. So when I select this and start it, the base rate is then 66 liters because that's how much is on the tile. The overall mining unit can handle up to 100, I think 100 by default. However, the efficiency of what of that I can actually pull of that 100 is 115%. Now that is based off of a placement skill that someone must have had when they placed this mining unit. I believe I do personally have it at this point, but you'll see here that is extracting efficiency. No, sorry, that's not extracting efficiency. That's mining unit efficiency handling. Extracting efficiency is how much ore actually comes out on the ground when you do the calibrations. There's also a calibration charge optimization, which makes them charge faster. Calibration charge efficiency makes you gain more calibration per charge. However, this skill does not work in VR, and I'm currently in VR, so I have it maxed, which would normally bump it up quite a bit. But instead, because I'm in VR, it's going to be sitting at the base rate, which is 35%. So here, if I decide to take this thing and select my Natron and start it, it's going to go for 125 liters because of my skills. Or no, 125 I think is just the base. 115% is the efficiency. Adjacency bonus is currently sitting at 0% because I'm currently only paid up on my taxes on this tile. Actually, I let them all lapse, so I don't even own the tiles adjacent anymore because of the wipe coming. But if you did, you could have up to a 60% adjacency bonus, which just adds 60% on top of all of the other numbers after they're done, which can get you quite a bit of extra bonus if you've got a really good tile. Calibration is sitting at 0%. This is a fresh miner, just got put here, hasn't had any calibration yet, so we're going to quickly calibrate it. So here you can see calibration is sitting at 0 because nothing has happened yet. Now I'm going to just start this game, and I'm just going to skip this, just for demonstration purposes here. So you see the base calibration gain is 35%. So if I just go, you know what, nah, we're done. My calibration is now sitting at 35%. If you've got few enough mining units where you're gaining enough charges, and you don't want to take the time, you can just do that. And it doesn't start dropping for 72 hours, you see there on the thing. So for the next 3 days, it's going to sit at that percentage point, unless I calibrate it again, in which case it will go up again from there. You can calibrate again once it's been more than 24 hours. The bonuses of actually doing the calibration game are that it spawns ore on the ground here, and you can get quite a bit. This isn't like the stuff that you normally harvest where it's 50 liters. It's like this one here is 250 liters in this rock here. So I could just click that, and they take a little bit longer too because they're bigger. And pop, that's 250 liters of Natron right there. And if you've got the skills to let you harvest faster or more, they do apply to this. So if you've got those harvesting skills up, it'll go a lot quicker and you get a lot of ore. So in the early days, or either for you as a player or just after launch, that's going to be really valuable. So here, when you start it and calibrate it, if you're going to actually do the mini game, that can then increase your calibration a little bit more. So up to 15% bonus you can get from the mini game. I like to do a cone and then peak chasing strategy for these mining units. So here, if I normally just put a cone close to where I am because it actually drains battery power the further away it has to go. You see, if you look at the battery power, when I move my cursor further away, it goes lower because it's going to take more to get there. So now that I've gone here, I'm going to put another one over here, just mostly overlapping with that one, just to sort of see, is the hotspot actually in here or is it over there? So it's moving further away. So that means then that this zone here, this was the best zone of that. But this one was mostly overlapping that, and it says the best zone's over here. So that means that this is better than this, but worse than this. So we're going to go over here then, and see if we can get something even better. Okay, so yeah, now it says that over here is even better than over here was. So we've now gotten 3 different steps saying that we're moving towards better stuff. So I'm going to drop a peak right in the middle here. Peak draws a line through whatever the highest point is in the zone that you're looking at. And now I'm going to just put one here that's crossing over the entire line, but from a different angle. And we'll see if it agrees that that was the highest point, and it does. So now we can just do one little point right in the middle, see what it is. It's 100%. So now when I hit that, we'll see it drops 1,400 liters of natron on the ground. And the calibration is now 50% instead of only 35. So you can see that's a pretty big boost. So that 1,400 liters of ore, even if it was just T1, that would be 1,400 times 25 quanta per liter if you were just going to sell it to the bots. T1s also actually generate more. You get less the higher tier the thing is. So here, if I do my cobaltite, it's a T4. And I'm going to do the same strategy. Cone, see what direction I think is highest, chase it, see what it says. This time it's overlapping, so we're going to do a peak right in the middle. And then rather than doing a cross peak, I'm actually going to just do a point or two here, just to sort of see if this is actually a high zone, and it very much is. So, boom, there's the 100%. So, here we go. So this one you see it only dropped 510 liters. So T2 it dropped 1,400, T4 it dropped 510, T1 it actually drops even more, T5 even less, T3 somewhere in the middle. And yeah, that's the basics of how the calibration minigame goes. There's multiple different strategies. If you're feeling pressed for time and you don't want to go through that whole thing, but you want to take a chance at getting more, what I do then is I go with area, and I scroll up to the top, and then down a little bit, and then I just draw out a little triangle here. I mean, there it is, right there. That's the high point. But if you just go and do this, you can sort of get a sense for where the high stuff is or isn't. So you can see here, this is all very low, so it's probably nowhere near that. So you'd want to try somewhere else. And you can see here it's also very low, and here it was obviously very high because it actually has the high point in it. But even if it didn't have that peak, you could actually see here that, like, this zone's probably better. And at that point, you can throw a peak nearby and just be like, where is the peak? And it will draw it through whatever the highest point in its zone is, right? I guess we're just going to grab that. And I missed. I only got 99%. There is a small zone around it where you get 100%, and if you don't hit it right perfectly in the center, you actually lose a little bit. It used to be you had to be pixel perfect. They've given you a little bit of leeway now, but still not much. You see, I clicked basically right in the center, but not quite. So I still got 1,400 liters, but I only got a 14% calibration bonus instead of a 15%. So this one is now sitting only at 49% instead of 50% calibration. Yeah, so that pretty much covers it. There's also the charges, so I've increased my skills, so I have 45 charges total. Whereas normally it's limited to 20, 25? I think 25 is the base limit. And they charge quite a bit faster because of my skills as well. Yeah, that I think covers the basics of how mining units work.